further so people can see me and John. All right. So for all of you guys that were over at the other one, just ended it, started a new one. So this one should be good. Again, we were talking about today how to put it into words. The scenery here. Just talking about walking out of the Lincoln Chamber, looking at the Washington Monument. And the Washington Monument, you guys, it peeks out of the trees in so many different places, and it's just breathtaking everywhere. Now, I do feel like we need to touch on this. A lot of you guys probably don't know this, unless you've known me for a while outside of all this. I've had 5 reconstructive surgeries on my feet, and I'm a hurting unit. But I'd do it every day for the next 100 damn days if I had to, like, because it would probably take that long for Toby. Come on, like I could get rid of you. Actually, maybe I should say, like, you could get rid of me. You moved halfway all the way across the country, and man, you're still here. Yeah, my feet are killing me. Mike's walking around on a half-broke foot. John's feet are killing him. He's got some issues too. We are a bunch of hurting units right now. That's for sure. I don't know. It definitely took its toll. But yet, every time we walked up to a new monument, it all just went away. So whether we're talking about the Lincoln Memorial, Korean War monuments, the Martin Luther King one was awesome. Man, that one really was something else. The World War II monument, like, that is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. Truly a marvel of engineering, that thing is. And as somebody like, fountains and moving water and piping and all that kind of stuff, I know what goes into making a lot of that, and I'm impressed. And then obviously the Washington Monument, what an iconic thing to see. Even the pond in front of the Lincoln Memorial, like, it's not even a monument, it's just a pond, and it's still breathtaking. And then there's the Vietnam Wall. I don't know how anybody can walk up to that thing and not feel. You good, brother?
I'm good, man.
John's joining us. He was finishing eating. He was a little extra hungry.
I eat my emotions.
But yeah, walking up to that monument, walking up that wall, and to see those names, they just keep going, you guys. And I don't know how anybody could watch that and not be completely moved. It puts our history, walking through DC, it puts our history right in front of us. It makes it a very, very real, tangible thing. And there's literally no way for me to describe the flood of emotions that I have experienced on this trip. There's just not. We're not done yet. We got plans for tomorrow morning for you guys as well. We're going to try to make the most of every minute we got. And I can't help but feel like I could be here for a year and not take it all in.
Yeah.
There's so much history here, and there's so much beauty here. And the craziest part about it is, overall, everybody here is a patriot. I haven't met anybody that was negative or mean. And maybe it's because it's a tourist site and they're used to, people that aren't from here. I don't know. But people were really kind here. And everybody that we got the opportunity to actually speak with were, like, genuinely interested in our conversations and genuinely interested in us. Like, there's this one woman that showed up at the Martin Luther King monument with us, and she had a dog. And as you guys all know, I'm a big fan of dogs. I haven't pet my dog in a few days. So I actually asked if I could play with her dog, and she let me. And then we had a great conversation. I got to pet a dog. I know that sounds silly to a lot of people, but
we get it, man. We get it.
I like dogs. What can I say? I think I like them more than people a lot of the time. But you guys, even the monuments we didn't get to see, like we saw the Jefferson Monument from a distance. It was across the river, and we didn't get the chance to go there. It was, even from a distance, it has an impact. Everything here has an impact. And I don't know how else to say it. I really don't. When it came to the Vietnam Wall, guys, that was like the culmination of everything that we had seen. And I put it off till the very end because I was kind of torn between looking at it and not looking at it. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. To walk up on that memorial, to see veterans there crying, with their wives walking through, like, it's a sad thing. But it's not just sad. I mean, it's emotional, and yet I can't help but look at it and feel gratitude, which is an amazing emotion. It's very positive. Like I tell you guys all the time, to start your day with gratitude. When you look at that monument, you touch it with your hands, and you see it in real life, I don't think you can walk away without feeling an incredible sense of gratitude. At least I know I did. And I know John got emotional. He didn't want me to talk about it, but he did. Mike did. Like, we got off the live, guys. We all stood there silent, and we watched. And we all fought back tears. And Mike, being the man that he is, walked up and gave us both hugs.
Yes, he did.
And you know what? Like, this experience has only served to fortify my desire in our dream, in the dream of Breathe America, bringing people together, because I think it's what's best for our country.
Not only that, but standing in front of the Vietnam Memorial, standing in front of the World War II Memorial, the Korean Memorial, just being in DC and seeing war in every direction, and there are heroes that stood out in those wars, and they fought for freedom and they fought for peace. But to understand that to give up your belief in America, not as just a nation, but as an ideology, as a way of being a voice of democracy in a world that more often than not, democracy dies in darkness. And to see all these things, we have to remember this, to reject one's country, to consider, I've heard so many people say, we're not free in the United States. This is, United States is garbage. It's not what it used to be and everything else. Every person on that wall mattered. Every person on that wall fought for this country. Every person on all the monuments, on all the walls, on all the plaques. We're not going to throw that away. We're not going to throw the progress this country has made away. We're not going to burn the hand that literally fed us, so to speak. We're not going to, the very symbol that these people died for, that those people still in our military fight for to this very day. Our history, every single major struggle that we've gone through, every advancement, every time the legislation has gotten better for all citizens and Americans, when we've had such great achievements, and we've gone through so much hell, that we're not about to give up. Don't a single one of you ever give up on this country. Don't you tell me this country is ruined. Don't you tell me this country has failed. This country is too strong. It's been here for too long, and we're going to be here for the rest of the standing of the Western world. So long as there is freedom in this world, America will survive. America will be there, and it is up to each of us as Americans to literally be bearers of freedom, to be ambassadors of the American way of life and the American dream. And it starts with your neighbor.
Hey guys, I'm going to add to that, John. We won't just survive. We will thrive. And I know this. I know this for an absolute fact because look at what we are doing. And Breathe America may be a small group, but look at what we have accomplished. Look at what we have done. Look at the progress we have all made. If that isn't like absolute proof to every single one of you here that the principles of America are still here, still strong. Like we're not just going to survive. We're not just going to limp through. We are going to continue to lead the world. And honestly, guys, it starts with us. Our government is a direct representation of the people. That is how it's designed. That is how it works. And yeah, 100%. Small group, big hearts.
No kidding.
Real big hearts.
No kidding.
And you know what? We care about people because we are the people. We the people. Like I've said before, 3 most powerful words ever written down. And you cannot walk through this nation's capital and look at all the sacrifices that have been made to get us here and walk away from it feeling like we have failed. The only way we fail is if we stop trying. Period. And we have to. I'm never gonna. I'm never gonna stop trying.
I literally cannot. I'm like an automaton for patriotism.
It can't. It's like there's no stopping us, you guys. They're just not. And this is America.
We actually got some photos of Marine One, DL Del.
Actually, no, we got photos of all 3 of them, meaning
Yes.
Trump was on one of them.
Yep.
So I technically, we got within about a half a mile of Trump today.
Yeah,
So-
he was just out of reach.
Yeah, I yelled.
I did some yelling earlier, but I think we deleted that video.
But yeah, you guys, this place touches you in a way that I can't express. I can't even begin to describe the amount of history that's right in front of us. And here's the one thing that's amazing. I get the opportunity to know all you guys, conservatives and liberals, Republicans, Democrats, people on all sides of the aisle, and every single one of us is patriotic. Every single side of these labels that we take is patriotic. Because we all love this country. So when I say being Americans is enough for us that's the only thing we need in order to unite as a country. It is literally the only thing we need.
Yeah.
Because we all love America.
Absolutely.
Like we just got to get out of our own damn way.
But you know what? The love of America, isn't that something that we qualify all the time? We like to talk a lot about what a picture perfect patriot is, right? And you know what? I'm just going to say it. The guy that protests in his man bun out in the middle of a hot ass park for climate change because he wants a better future for America, he's a patriot. You know, I just want you to know it's not just us. It's not just us country boys on the right constantly fighting for freedom in America. Okay? Patriotism is not about society. Patriotism is about your nation, your country, where you live, what you believe in as far as that goes. And so often do we disregard the patriot from Berkeley. You know what I mean? The patriot who's an intellectual. The patriot who's, you know, maybe
The
not.
historian.
Right.
I
That's-
think we often forget that it takes all forms. Just like we come from all different perspectives, people do things in different ways that they are expressing patriotism, and sometimes we don't recognize it.
Yeah.
And it's all different people have all different forms. It's everyone expresses differently.
I've met patriots that refuse to use plastic. They absolutely refuse to use anything but artificial materials or homemade materials is the only thing they use for their clothing. I've met patriots that are full-blooded militia members. I've met patriots that are Christians. I've met patriots that are Muslims. I've met patriots of all walks, and I keep meeting more. If you love America and you believe in its future and you are willing to do what you can in your community, in your area, in your interactions with people to promote a better future, then you are a damn patriot. You may not be a patriot I like. We may not have much to talk about. You know, it might be like a
But you're
very
Americans.
quiet, but you're American. That's right. And if you love this country, we can work with that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that people forget, I had forgotten it until yesterday when a homeless man on the street reminded me of the oath of the United States. And I'm not going to quote it, but it is an oath to each other. It is an oath to each other, Americans. That is what America is. It is a country by the people and for the people. And you guys, this has been one of the most humbling experiences of my life. And I want to touch on this really quick too. This morning came together flawlessly for us. And we had the opportunity to sit down and have breakfast with two very, very intelligent people.
Yeah.
And we had a really great long conversation. And just to clarify real quick for you guys, the live video, I know the audio is a little difficult to hear. We're working on that. We're going to clean that up and get it.
Yeah.
And you won't even know when it happens, but we'll let you know when it happens so that you guys can go back and hear what everybody had to say. But what an amazing conversation.
Wow.
We are all people from incredibly different walks of life, all wanting the same thing. And so I do need to publicly thank both Chuck Holton and Khalid for coming out. Khalid even came and picked us up this morning and took us out to have breakfast and brought us back home. I mean, he's awesome. You know, Khalid, and what an intelligent guy you are.
Yeah,
And
he's brilliant.
Look, I think between the three of us, we pretty much have almost every issue covered as far as political speech goes, you know, like the traditional stuff. Like we cover it pretty well.
Well,
Yeah,
and
what
our
I'm
ears
lacking-
are open.
What I'm lacking, John and Mike have pretty well covered, or, you know, they pick up where I'm lacking, I pick up where they're, you know, those kind of things.
I think what it is that we're all open to growth.
That's right.
We don't have everything covered, just the three of us. The fact is that we're willing to hear
Right.
so many different sides that we gain a better understanding.
The point I'm trying to get to here is how many people can ask us one question and stump all three of us at the same time?
That's fair.
Fair.
Like legitimately, like stump, like all three of us are like, huh?
You know, have you ever noticed we get in those situations and me and you both just like clam up a little bit and just like,
Yeah.
Mike?
What do you got, Mike? Mike, you got something?
You got something? I didn't
Like, I got nothing. And,
Right.
and seriously, Khalid asked us one of those questions today, and we're all just sitting in the car going,
It's one of those things that even if we have thoughts on it, it's such a fresh perspective that we're still forming those thoughts.
challenge accepted, Crystal.
Don't accept challenges. No challenges. We don't know what the challenge is. What is it?
But you guys, it's so impressive to me how we have all been brought here, how we're all here now, learning from each other, gaining perspective. Some of the things Khalid talked about this morning are truly amazing, and we're going to get that audio fixed up so you guys can hear it. Chuck's perspective. Chuck has a very worldly perspective because he spends most of his time traveling. He doesn't even live inside the United States anymore. This is the most time, and for a man who is literally a wartime correspondent to say that he's tired of protests and having to come here and cover war, because that's what he is. He's a wartime correspondent, and these riots and things have escalated to the point where he had to come here and report on things in his own country. You know,
There's a war correspondent here too.
exactly.
Tribal wars.
And that's literally like what we see right now. And his perspective on things is really amazing. And Chuck, thank you so much for having breakfast with us. That was an amazing opportunity, amazing thing for me. It was really great.
Everybody walked away from that conversation taking something that they hadn't brought with them.
Yeah. And ultimately that is what we're doing. That is what we're building. A place where we can learn from each other. We can gain understanding. We can grow. We had this talk today, the three of us. We don't know where this is going. We I mean, what do you got? Anything? Like, you know where this is going? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
breathe.
Just breathe.
I think that this has been an incredible experience, and it's humbling. And I think all of us are going to be reeling from it for a time while we get back and we assess the experiences that we've had here. Like, one of the things that amazes me and proves to me that this is worth doing, aside from seeing growth here in the group and feeling the love from all of you guys, everyone that we've talked to here in DC, that we tell what we're doing and tell what we're about, everyone is so accepting and so encouraging. And yeah, we talked to a park ranger today. We talked to Secret Service members. We talked to people that were here for the protests that didn't happen. We talked to homeless people. We've talked to so many ranges of life that we don't normally get to, or at least don't really normally realize that we can. A lot of times when we're at home, we may not be going out looking for these experiences the way we are here, but I think that may be one of the things we reflect on when we get home.
Yeah, ride the wave, Bree. I don't know where that wave is going to take us. I'm honestly more excited about the future than I think maybe I ever have been. And I'm a person that makes a significant effort to live in the now. And I can't help but look ahead with a smile on my face because I have no clue where it's going. But I know wherever it is, it's going to be amazing. And it's because I got all of you guys behind me. I got these guys with me. This is an amazing family that we've built. And I see real change happening. And I got to come here looking for a protest that didn't happen. And it's hard not to say that, I'm not disappointed in that, because ultimately, I want peace. I want unity. I want people to come together. And so ultimately, a large group of people deciding not to protest is a good thing for me. Well, I shouldn't say protest. I should say riot, because they did call it a siege of the White House.
So my opinion on all of this not happening is, I think all of us felt some level of guilt when things didn't go down, especially because you guys helped pay for us to be here, and we really wanted to show you, what we were here to see. And so we've been trying to at least share as much of the experience as we can with you, and we'll be sharing more when we get home. I have a lot of photography that I'll be able to share with you guys and all that, but it really warms my heart, and I'm sure it does with these two, that it didn't matter, at least from what we've seen from you guys. You guys stayed just as supportive, and you guys were right there along for the ride with us, and it didn't matter. And that made at least me feel a whole lot better. And
yeah, we don't get to comment on every comment, guys, and we don't get to, I don't get to go back and read everything that you guys post, but I do make an effort to go back and read as much as I can. I haven't got caught up a whole bunch yet today, but the comments that I have read, thank you guys. You keep us going, and whether even just the littlest of things, you guys, hitting that little like button or the emoji, the little heart emoji things, seeing those things, makes a big difference for us, because, I think we did feel a little bad that, I know last night we were talking about after we left and nothing was happening, we were like, man, what, did we miss something?
And I should clarify that we don't feel bad that it didn't happen. We feel bad that we were here, and to some extent, we didn't want to be here under
I don't think we wanted you guys to be disappointed in us or like feel like we showed up to something that wasn't going to happen, you know. And I got to say, like, you know, getting the chance to talk to Chuck this morning, who was also here for the exact same reason, like all indications were this was going to happen until 2 hours before the scheduled start time. So yeah, it's just it's kind of a weird thing because I mean I'm grateful that it didn't go down. I'm grateful that 10,000 people didn't show up looking to siege the White House, or even if it was just a protest, you know. It was just inherently violent, and seeing how they were advertising it and all these things, I mean, some of the ads literally showed the White House on fire. So I don't think anything positive was going to come out of that. I just don't. But you guys continue to support us. You continue to encourage us to keep going. And we ask you about going live. Like, when do you want us to go live? And you're like, all the time, show us everything. And we do that for you guys because, you know, ultimately we want you guys to experience this with us. It's just really hard on some of the, like, and tomorrow's going to be really hard, guys, because I think I'm going to tell them. Should I tell them? I'm going to tell them. We're going to end our trip. We have a couple monuments that we might swing in and do first, but we're going to end our trip in Arlington National Cemetery for you guys. It's something I've always wanted to see. It's something that the changing of the guard is something I want to see. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is something I definitely want to see and experience. And we're going to do our absolute best to show you guys all of that. And just know that there's going to be moments where I don't think any of us have words. And we're just going to let the camera show you what we're looking at. And we'll talk when we can. And I just want you guys to know all this trip is like what this trip has really done, I think, is strengthen all of our resolves. You know, I have no doubt about the power of Breathe America. I have no doubt about what we're doing and what we're building. I have no doubt about any of you. You guys are amazing, and you inspire the hell out of us. Like, we have these conversations, and
Yes.
and we're holding back. I'm telling you right now, we're holding back because I can't tell you what I really feel, because I will literally lose my ability to maintain control. Like, this has been an emotional trip because being able to talk to these guys face to face and spend time with each other, and you know, we talk about being a family. I think we really are. There's the family you're born with, and there's the family you choose. And I choose all of you guys, straight up. And these two guys sitting next to me, like, this is the family I choose. And I want us to keep building. But more importantly, I want us to grow. Not necessarily in the numbers. I want that too. But I want to have a really, really big family. But I want us as individuals to grow and evolve and gain understanding and gain knowledge and see each other the way that I see all of you, right? The way that I see these guys. So, yeah, nothing but love, you guys. Like, nothing but love. I love you guys. And Billy, Billy, we're trying to have a serious conversation here, and you're talking about spooning. Really?
So I saw a couple of questions pop up
I think
I'd like to answer. First thing, the reason he gave John his phone earlier is because he started interacting with Yvette there at the memorial, and I don't think it's very genuine or right to do that on camera.
I didn't want to put him on the live.
Right.
So I just handed the phone to John. John didn't know I was even live because he was walking up behind me. I was quite a bit of ways ahead of him. And I just handed it to him because I needed my attention to be where it was.
I sat there and blubbered like a baby while not realizing I was on live freaking television until I looked up and realized the little pictures were moving.
And then another question that popped up was what was Khaled's question, and I I think it'd be good for us to bring him on here sometime and discuss it.
What was the question that made us go,
I don't think it would be fair for one of us to try to paraphrase.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair at all, because I even told him, I said, I don't have an answer yet, but I will, because that's something I'm going to be digging into, because that's, yeah. There was one other comment put up here earlier that asking if we'd heard about Ruth yet. Yeah, we've heard. We just wanted to talk about the monuments beforehand, and our day.
You saw nothing, Debbie.
But yeah, so how do you look? I know there's already posts on Breathe America about the new judge, and I know there's a lot to talk about there, but I think she passed away today. There's going to be plenty of time to make that decision, or to see all that get hashed out. And I know we all have opinions, and you know what? They're all valid, right? Because all of our opinions matter. All of us matter. Yeah, the White House flag is at half.
Yeah.
They literally were probably lowering it as we walked away from the White House, and we just didn't happen to see it. It would have been great if we had.
He was talking to a vet, not appropriate, Toby.
And I know Mike and I and John and I, we've all talked about it, and we all have thoughts. And you know what, Claire, you are absolutely right. Let's just breathe for now.
Absolutely.
We have plenty of time to deal with the other issues that are attached to it. And yes, there are issues attached to it. We all know it.
I think one thing one way that I feel about it that I want to express is, regardless of how you feel about how she voted on a lot of policies, if you agreed with her, she's a very important figure. And she
27 years.
She made a lot of change for a lot of people. And I think she is one of the only people that I've seen spend anywhere close to that many years in a official position and stay doing things for the people.
Yeah.
27 years on the Supreme Court. That's a long, distinguished career. And there are things that I have no problem telling you that I 100% agreed with her on. There are things I disagreed with her on. But you know what? She is somebody who, for today, and you know what? Honestly, I'm probably not going to talk about it for a few days. I'm going to let that woman rest in peace. And as far as when it's time to deal with who comes next, we all already know that's going to be an interesting conversation. That's going to be who knows how that's going to go. And you know, a lot of people are going to feel that way right there, that Ruth was too liberal. And that's a fair assessment. But one of the amazing things about the Supreme Court is it's the last line of defense for the American people in the justice system. That's it. That's the highest court of the land. That's the one that ultimately makes the decision.
Vicky Sense, you're absolutely correct.
And I think that having balance on the Supreme Court is important. I live in a state where it is 100% an all Republican state. And I myself am an independent conservative, right? So I agree with a lot of the things they do, but in states where it's one-sided, just like in states where it's all Democratic, in states where it's one-sided, there are things that get missed. And that is why balance in the Supreme Court is really, really important. A two-party system that only is represented by one party will fail every time, regardless of the party. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it works. So I respect Ruth in the fact that she did bring balance. And one of the things I found interesting about her as a Supreme Court judge is the fact that, yeah, she was liberal, but she actually stayed progressive, where we have 27 years of her career to look at. and she actually stayed progressive. She was truly progressive in her thinking. She, whether you agree with her or not, her thinking, she didn't lock herself into a box. She evolved, her thoughts evolved, her rulings evolved, her voting evolved. And that's a really interesting person to look at in history, as far as I'm concerned, because we don't see that very often. Normally, our beliefs, especially when we start a job like that late in our life, are pretty well locked in, you guys. But she and it's interesting. I don't know. I have thoughts, but like I said, for tonight, I just want to let that woman rest in peace. My thoughts and my prayers and condolences go out to her family. It's hard to lose loved ones. And let's not forget, she may be a Supreme Court judge, but she's also a mother. She's also a wife. And she has, her kids around, grandkids, and her family is in mourning. So I would like to pay my respects in that way. And we will tackle this issue as far as who's gonna take her place and all that kind of stuff when the time is right.
One thing I'd like to add to that is, as a group, I think that respecting her in this time of loss is important. I think that remembering to remain calm and not argue over what might happen with this next judge is important. That we not let it be another issue that divides us. That's not what this should turn into. And I feel like we are the perfect place to realize that and help be that stabilization, because a lot of our country may start fighting about this very soon. It's probably already going on Twitter right now.
Yeah, make no doubt about it. This will be something used to divide us. It will. And how we move forward with the next appointee and all that kind of stuff. These will all be things that are used to divide us. And I'm done with being divided. So you guys know how I feel about that. Regardless of your position, I am done being divided. No more labels. No more labels, guys. I'm done with them. I just want to bring us together and recognize that we are Americans. She was an American, and her family's in mourning, and I want to pay my respects to that. And we can talk about what comes next later. Difficult issue, and I don't mean to cut it off like that. I just really think that having the conversation that I know everybody is waiting to have, I would just like to ask that we hold off and we allow her family some time.
At least a day.
At least a day. Yeah, me too. Done with labels. Done with labels. Done with division. I can't walk through this nation's capital and see the history and see the way that we choose to represent those men and women that literally gave their life for us to be here and have this opportunity, and still want to be divided.
I don't know who sent that. It's a Facebook user, but again, personally, I would ask that we refrain from talking about Trump or Biden or who they would pick, all of that stuff, at least for tonight. At least give it a night.
Of course, you're free not to do that as well. It's just in memoriam.
It's look. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware that he had already put out a list. I think he probably is going off the same list he had the last time he was through this process, would be my guess. And look, it doesn't have like the appointment doesn't have to be tomorrow. We got time, you guys. We got plenty of time. As far as tomorrow goes, we might do something a little bit different in the morning for the morning thoughts again. So stay tuned for those things. And like I said, I think we're going to hit a couple more memorials, and we're going to end our trip in Arlington before we head back to the airport. But I can't end this without again expressing my incredible gratitude to all of you. All of you that have chosen to be a part of Breathe America, have chosen to be a part of this family, who practice living that dream every single day in that chat or in that group, who support us on our page, who go to the website and read the dream, or those that are following us on YouTube, all of it, you guys. I am so incredibly grateful for all of you. And I honestly believe that everything that we are doing right now is for a much, much greater purpose. There is things happening around us right now that make me believe that we are on our path. We are on a path towards something important. And it's not me. It's not John. It's not Mike. It's all of us together. I am truly humbled by all of you. There isn't, like I was trying to tell these guys earlier today, I know I started Breathe America, but I am so grateful just to be a part of it. I don't look at this as mine. I look at this as ours. So please know that if you're here and you're watching this or you see this, Breathe America is ours. It is not mine. And your guys' belief in me, it's incredible. Like it's thank you. And I hope you know that I take this very seriously, and I will always put Breathe America first, no matter what. And that's because of how much I respect you guys. So, with that being said, I think we're going to sign off for now. It's been a long couple of days. We haven't slept much. What time did you guys go to bed? I went to bed at like 3 last night. Got up at 7.
I didn't sleep.
He didn't sleep. John? 4?
5. Probably closer.
It's ridiculous.
Me and Mike started talking universe stuff.
Universal healthcare?
No.
Oh.
No, Jesus. Don't you stop that again.
I like to spin this one out of control every now and then. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to hit the hot buttons on John. You really want to have fun with him. Start talking about how great Russia is. You know their economy is doing really good, right?
I'm happy to hear that for Putin.
Seriously, you guys, we need some sleep. And we just ate a ton of pizza. Did we finish it all?
I'm working on it.
Attaboy.
Jackie, we're aware that people are gathered there. We considered going down there, but I think we're a little bit too sore and worn down at the moment. But I believe that might be where we do morning thoughts from.
Oh, you let it slip?
It's not a slip. I'm letting them know.
Yeah,
They're
apparently,
family.
that's true. You guys are family. Yeah, that's the plan. The plan is that we will be doing morning thoughts.
Listen, you 2,000 people, don't tell anyone else. It's a family secret.
We're going to head down to the Supreme Court building early, and we're going to show you everything that's there. And we're going to do our morning thoughts from there before we head to hit a couple more monuments and before we end up in Arlington. So, hey, Claire thought you wanted to visit Russia.
Oh, I do want to visit Russia, but not until I'm POTUS.
Hey, that one Secret Service guy is going to vote for you.
I know. Members of the Secret Service are voting for John Lee.
Well, one member.
At least one.
At least one. Thank you.
Are you watching it on a live, Jackie? What do you mean by a very large crowd?
Can you, if you do have access to a live, will you post it to the page so we can check it out too? And if it looks like it's turning into a protest or some sort of extremely emotional thing, we'll cut our feet off and hobble down there.
Do we have whiskey?
We do not have whiskey.
Jackie, you're gonna owe me whiskey. I'm telling you right now, because I need whiskey right now.
This is coming from a man that doesn't drink.
I don't drink. What? Crystal says, no, Crystal, don't encourage him.
encourage him.
Crystal understands that America for all Americans.
Oh, she's looking for a live feed right now. Jackie, you got whiskey? Pour me a glass. Yeah, I don't drink, but I don't take pain meds either. So it's a compromise I make from time to time. If I get to hurting too bad, a shot of whiskey goes a long way to making the day a little bit better. Just saying. I know it's bad. Why did I just wake up?
Oh, Crystal, you're trudging into my territory, girl.
Yeah, John.
I love
CP.
you. I love you, but you're trying to step on my shoes here.
Mike is VP, guys. I'm sorry. Wilkinson VP. Listen, right now,
I don't know how I got cocked out of this thing.
Because you guys are from the same state. We
we can't
covered
run
this.
together. It's constitutionally allowed.
I think I'm going to have to run against you.
You can run against me, but you better have more than a beard.
Wicker 2024. Let's see what happens. Weren't we supposed to do political debates?
I guarantee you, let me just say this. Wicked 2024, I guarantee you don't get more than 2,000 votes.
In 2024, we're probably going to have a lot more than 2,000.
Actually, these guys right here, I'd say you probably can get 19,097 votes.
Hey, Kristen, put a poll up in Breathe America.
Oh, here we go. He's going to flex the beard against me. Now, children, before you answer this poll, I want you to go back through all of our videos. Boom. Eliza Nicole. Either one. I can't remember which one it is.
Speaker of the House here.
Bang.
Hey,
Who wants to be Secretary of State?
Well, there you go. You got
ooh,
Chuck.
Chuck and I can run together.
Boom.
I'm going to pull
That's
the
a
southern. I'm going to
powerhouse.
pull the southern states.
Crystal's still negotiating for your VP spot. You could be chief of staff, Mike. Doesn't that sound like fun?
I already told them the only other position I would readily accept is Secretary of Defense.
You want your finger on the button?
I want to be there so other less rational people wouldn't be, maybe.
Hey, Crystal
Here
can
and
have a
there,
beard too.
you know.
Just saying.
You know what? That's your constitutional right, Crystal. John Lee 2024.
Sue Peacock. I shared the live feed. Thank you, Sue. We will check it out.
John looks like a Southern boy. Alabama's his.
Who is that?
Can I please say
Wait.
to the great state of Alabama,
Who is this?
I appreciate your support, and I will make sure that your constitutional civil liberties will never be impacted by the establishment that seeks to disenfranchise you.
You know, one day we're just going to upload a reel of all of his different voices.
You have no idea how many he
A
has.
lot.
It's ridiculous. You guys only they heard the British attempt, right?
You know, it was British, but it wasn't that great. I understand. Farmer Claire pointed out to me right away. It was a terrible accent. I apologized. It's all right. There were some other people too. Amen, Toby.
Toby, amen.
Amen.
I don't know what we're saying amen to, but amen.
Absolutely.
You had to bring her up, then.
Okay, Bubba boy. Now, I'll tell you one thing, young lady. It's Bubba Man. I don't use a chaser. I use a straw, darling.
Power West End.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we decided we're moving it to the East End. We're just because we want to be different.
Switch stuff up.
Because America.
Oh, Chuck for the win.
That's true. Alabama does love people who date their sister. I don't have a sister in that way. Appreciate it. She wasn't my sister. She was my cousin. She was my second cousin, all right? And we barely kissed, okay? Anybody that drinks too much at their 37th birthday party can make mistakes, okay? We were young and dumb. Actually, I'm happily married to someone who I'm not related to. I have beautiful children.
Oh my goodness. All right, so here's the deal, guys. We're gonna apparently go watch a live and see what's going on down there, and then
I am, while we do that, going to put my feet up for a bit.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
I already took my pants off.
We fixing to have a talk to, John?
I got shorts on though. Figured I'd throw that in there. I didn't want them thinking I was sitting here, with just a t-shirt on. That'd be kind of awkward.
They're having a vigil. Oh, they're having a vigil down there.
Mm-hmm. Debate's over. We win, Patrick. Thank you, Chuck.
Chuck always thinks he wins.
Chuck's a winner.
Every argument.
Chuck's a winner.
In fact, the only time that he's ever won me an argument, he will not let that die.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake. My mama was from L.A., Lower Alabama. That's where the fancy Alabama.
Hey, you know what? I was trying to think of something really cool to say about Alabama, and I almost came up with Roll Tide, but I think that one's taken for a football team. That kind of sucks.
At least they're not the Cleveland Browns.
I actually think they could beat the Cleveland Browns.
Who can't?
Roll Alabama. It's a college team, bro.
Yeah.
And they could beat the Cleveland Browns.
Absolutely.
Cleveland's got a great music scene.
My high school team could have beat the Cleveland Browns, okay? And we played 8-man.
You think an 8-man team could take Cleveland Browns?
I absolutely think that my class of 2002 senior year, we totally could take the Cleveland Browns. No problem.
Roll Tide is taken for sure. Yeah, I got to admit, guys, I'm not a big fan of Alabama, but at least not on the college football scene. But they do play that very traditional 3 yards at a time, and then maybe they'll get the first down.
Let me explain to you Idaho's only real team, okay? Y'all BSU bandwagoners just step
I'm
off.
about to puke all over that thing.
Yeah, why? Because you hate the fact that we beat you 15 years in a row?
Boise State.
Have we
Boise
mentioned
State.
that we don't agree on things, but we
Boise
still get
State.
along?
I could yell Boise.
You want to be a Viking or a horse?
I could yell Boise right now, and in however many seconds the delay is, somebody in Boise will write state. Let's test it. Oh, now I ruined it because I said it. But yeah, I could have done that. I should have done it that way.
Does it bother you that there are no Idahoans on the BSU team anymore?
No, not at all.
Of course not, because we're winning football games.
Actually, we're not even playing football games this year. They canceled the Mountain West season, and now I heard that they're trying to start it really fast. Yes, Stacy, the Smurf turf. Is Stacy from Idaho?
Amber, man. Amber, you should.
She's from Idaho.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Ohio State, the big ones.
Yeah, what's your teams? Rattle off your teams for us. We want to see. I want to judge you.
Wait, no labels, guys. I'm a college football fan, and I'm an American.
I'm an Idaho Vandals fan, and I'm American.
Vandals suck.
I like UFC.
Me too.
Hey, there we go. Boom.
I agree to that.
Yeah.
100% in agreement.
I missed the real UFC before they had to put on gloves and fight people their size. I like it back in the gladiator days of UFC.
That was pretty interesting to watch.
2-man enter, 1-man leaves. And that man was Horace Gracie.
Oh, Claire, I don't have a team because I don't do the football stuff.
Hey, Chuck, I was 9 years old the first time I got to run on that grass, that blue, amazing grass. And it's not grass, it's a turf. And it's amazing. And I love that turf.
Smurf turf hurts.
The Smurf turf
It hurts.
is beautiful. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Boise State football team plays on a blue turf, in NCAA college football, and they are the only team that will ever have a colored field because they are grandfathered in because it's been blue for a very long time. And they actually made a rule about it so nobody else could do it, which is hilarious, which is why it'll always be blue, Chuck. Longhorns, Huskies. Gotta get that. Mike, what's your team?
I already answered that.
Tar Heels, Buckeyes, Boomer State, baby. Boomer Sooner. Oh, geez. Carrie, should I bring it up? Any other OU fans here? I'm sorry. Oh, that's so funny. Wow. No, not because they feel blue, Claire, just because the field's blue. Arkansas Razorbacks. Stacy must be from Idaho. Stacy, are you from Idaho? She even knows the color. Oh, I think John went to catch up on a live. We're going to find out here soon. Oh, Jacqueline, you're a Sooners fan? Ooh. All right.
I'm going to put up my
you see
feet,
this?
people. I love you all.
Carrie.
Have a good night.
Carrie. Love you. I'm gonna let it rest. Anybody that knows. Anybody that doesn't. I'm gonna leave that one alone, Carrie. It's because I love you. Yeah, Stacy's from Idaho. That's awesome. All right, let me pull this a little closer. Okay. So that was our night. We'll jump in. I'll watch that live and we'll make a decision. And if we are gonna head down there, I will let you guys know. If not, you will see me down there in the morning. So have a wonderful night, you guys. Again, don't lose hope. Don't lose your faith in the principles in which this country stands for. Too many people have sacrificed for it, and we owe it to them. We owe it to them. If we had a bathtub in this little one-bedroom apartment that we're sleeping in, we would probably all be sitting on the edge of it with our feet in the tub, but we don't. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the support, for all the kind words. Thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you for helping me to be better every day. Okay. So with that being said, please be better tomorrow than you were today. Make a difference. Build yourself up, you guys. Find the positives. Unite. Drop your labels. Together we can. Together we can do it. That, I'm out of here. Maybe I'll see you in a little bit. Maybe you won't. I guess we'll find out. Oh, police are right out front. Oops. Good night, you guys.